What is up, guys? Dakota, Perez here, and I'm back. After a long break, I have decided to start making videos again. I didn't want to make any videos because I no longer had access to the equipment that I was using before, but I decided, you know what, screw it. I have an iPhone, I can still be making videos. Hopefully it's as good as before. This video is a big one. I wanted to go over the acronym P30A-DS, which stands for dry skin. It's the ultra wide fit silhouette pants that came out last winter, and I have now worn them over 100 times. So I waited until this long to review them because A, I didn't have the equipment, but also I think that it's better to give you a more honest review of what it's actually like wearing these pants every single day, doing a lot of activities in them, and actually wearing them in. And I'm going to give you guys an inside look on what it's like owning Acronym down the line after you've worn it a bunch, because they're supposed to hold up very well, and they're supposed to last you as long as, you know, a decade or more even, is what's really boistered online by some of the fanatics. So in this video, I'm going to be going over, is it really worth spending $1,000 on a pair of pants, and how does a $1,000 pair of pants stand up the test of time after you've worn it a bunch? To get the general fit out of the way, as you guys know, ultra wide fit, it's got the drop crotch, it's also got these removable cuffs at the bottom that you can shorten the length of the pants and kind of make it like a 3/4 pant fit. I like to do that when I'm trying to show off the shoes that I'm wearing, or if I want a more cooler fit to the pants, because when they have the cuffs at the bottom, it does feel a lot warmer and sort of holds in your body heat. I would recommend doing that more in a winter situation or when it's really windy. So the interesting thing about this silhouette is it feels like you're not wearing anything when you're doing it. The flow of the pants as you're walking is like really magnificent, and it feels like there's no restriction whatsoever on your body. But that's sort of on par with the rest of Acronym's things that I've worn before, even the more tighter silhouettes. Acronym's clothes sort of feel like you're not wearing clothes, but you're getting the protection of clothes, so it's pretty cool. So wearing them is sort of effortless, and it just allows your movements to be super fluid, and also allows for a really interesting silhouette because of the drop crotch. Now, this isn't a desirable point for a lot of people. A lot of people hate drop crotches in pants, my girlfriend being one of them. She really hates how it does this little pokey thing. I don't know if any of you guys have these pants, but let me know if anyone else has this issue. Sometimes the front sort of pokes out. It kind of looks like you have a boner or something in your pants. It's kind of weird because there is just so much fabric. Sometimes it'll bunch up that way. I've never noticed anyone posting a photo of having it fit like that. It seems that it fits differently for people, or maybe they adjust it. I don't know, that occurs a good amount of the times for me, at least. It just sort of ends up in that sort of weird look. Now let's get into the make of the actual clothing and how it is worn over time. Now these are dry skin, and dry skin is a soft shell material. It's pretty stretchy, extremely water resistant, it's pretty breathable, and it's extremely abrasion resistant. It has a really great texture to it. I really like dry skin. It's probably one of the most comfortable pieces of fabric that you can wear in terms of technical fabrics. It is definitely a favorite of mine. And with these pants, I think it's the perfect fit because it sort of allows you to have it be an every season kind of pant. If you take off the cuffs, you can wear it in the heat. It's breathable enough. If you put on the cuffs, you can wear it in a more cool situation, and then the weather resistance on them is great, so you can wear them in a snowstorm or a rainstorm. I personally only worn them in rain. I haven't exposed them to snow at all, but I'm sure that if I were to take it into the snow, it would handle it pretty well. The fabric is immaculate and really great, and the construction of it is amazing. If you are a seamstress or a tailor or a fan of doing your own sewing, then if you have a piece of Acronym, you can recognize the amount of difficulty that it would take to actually make these garments because of how complex the silhouettes of them are, and they're so like 3D structured in a way that in order to achieve some of these seams, it would be pretty difficult, and it's honestly amazing the amount of reinforcement that they do put into all of the stitchings. Now, with that said, through heavy use, I have had some small scuffs and issues, one being a loose thread on the back middle seam. It's fairly loose. I could probably repair it myself. It's not a big issue yet, but maybe down the line it will unravel, possibly cause a hole or something. But I have that one thread that has gotten loose on the pants, and I've been monitoring every single stitch to see if there is any loose threads. Now, other than that, there is an issue that I have on the right side pocket. I can see the pocket sort of pulling away from the fabric, and that's because I put a lot of things in the pockets. These pants have an insane carrying capacity. There's so much space in them. You could probably fit a 12-pack of beer into your pants. They are extremely massive and have a huge carrying capacity, but be warned, if you do carry things in the cargo pockets, they can potentially sort of pull away, and there is that little issue that I showed you guys on screen with the stitching. But other than those two scuffs and just sort of wear situations, the dry skin itself hasn't faded, hasn't really discolored or changed at all. I haven't stained it with anything, luckily, so far. And every time that I've cleaned it, I have done hand cleaning with like cloth and soap, and I've been pretty gentle with it. It doesn't seem that the DWR has washed off at all yet. Now, I haven't thrown it in the washer dryer. I wouldn't do that at all, but it hasn't worn off thus far. And also, it's pretty tightly woven, so it's still really water resistant. But I still think that the DWR is good even after 100+ uses later. Something that's really satisfying is the fact that there are two phone pockets on the left and the right. So if you are right-handed or left-handed, it doesn't really matter. You can put it in either one. I don't use that pocket that much for my phone because I have an OtterBox on my phone, so it can't fit. But if you have a normal size phone, you can fit it in perfectly, and it's pretty seamless with a lot of the iPhone models, so that's really cool. The hardware of the zippers are very, very, very nice and extremely satisfying to use on the cargo pants and the main zip itself. I never undo the main zip to go to the bathroom. I sort of just like pull them down all the way because there's not a button at all, and I would like to be able to open up the pants if I were to use a zipper, but there is a zipper in the front if you're into, you know, pulling your thing out and going pee that way. I was never that kind of guy though. There's also a belt system, which is extremely useful because everyone's pretty much gonna have to use that belt system because of how large the waist is. The hardware itself is a very nice sturdy nylon webbing, and then these plastic sort of cinching pieces. I don't know exactly what you would call them, but that's how they look on the screen. And you use that to tighten or loosen the waist of the pants. And so far, I tighten it a lot and loosen it a lot, and there doesn't seem to be any wear in the waist or any sort of destruction within the belt system. I have noticed in ACG pieces and other pieces where they have built-in belts, eventually that will wear into the fabric, and sort of you tightening and loosening, causing all that abrasion against the fabric, can sort of loosen some of the stitching and damage it. Thus far, I haven't had any issue at all. I've had these pants for around 6 months at this point. And this is with almost everyday use. I wear these pants almost every day. They're my go-to pants. They're very, very comfortable. I love how they feel. They're just my favorite pair of pants. Like when I saw that silhouette, I knew that this was the ultimate Acronym pair of pants for me. I've had them since the first drop. I just never made a video about it or really posted too many fit pics until recently. Something that I really love about this too is how the silhouette sits and how it's very geometrical and sort of 3D, and you can really see the articulation in the pants and all of the gussets and things that they have added to allow for that really good free flow of movement when you do wear the pants. And it's pretty brutalist in its aesthetic, and I just really like how that fits with a lot of the tops that I own and jackets that I own. This pair of pants is also really versatile in the kinds of fits you can have. It doesn't really matter, from what I can tell, if you want to pull off a completely baggy fit or a tighter fit on top. There's a lot of different ways you can configure these pants to look cool. You can wear them with other black items, of course. You can wear them with white items, gray items. They just match with a lot of different things. I've seen a lot of the other people in the techwear community pull off really cool fits that I would have never thought that you could do with these pants. So these are definitely a really cool, versatile pair of pants. I highly recommend getting yourself a pair if you're able to find one secondhand. They do go for more than they were retail at this point. They probably will only go up, so get them as fast as possible if you're into this silhouette. I highly recommend it. Okay, so let's get to the main point. Is it worth $1,000 for these pants? Can they really stand the test of time? And for me, I think it was worth buying these pants. I can see myself wearing these pants for the next decade, possibly longer if I were to take more care of them. I do wear them extremely heavily in any kind of condition. Doesn't really matter what I do. I'll play with my dogs and have them scratch the pants with their nails. I go out and I go in the outdoors. I've had, I've had brushes and different trees and things rub up on them on hikes. I've had situations where they've been exposed to a lot, but so far they've held up very well. And I think if I took more meticulous care, then they could last a very, very long time. And also at the time that I bought it, I could afford it and it was definitely worth it. So if you're able to afford it, if it's within your means and you're a big fan of Acronym or you want to get your first Acronym piece, then I think these are a really great pair of pants. Now, I do recommend that you have a lot of different techwear pieces to wear with them because it does look sort of goofy if you are trying to mix these pants into more of a streetwear fit or some other kind of non-techwear look, because they're very, very, very techwear looking, and they could possibly fit well with maybe some like Rick Owens or Yohji Yamamoto or something like that, but like at least something more outside of the streetwear realm, more avant-garde, high art, maybe more techwear is what I would recommend. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of these pants and how your Acronym pieces have held up as time has gone on and you have worn them more and more. Also, let me know what other kind of techwear videos you guys want to see from me henceforth. I don't have all of my clothes with me at the moment, unfortunately. I am living in Florida at this point in time with my girlfriend until the fall. We're gonna go back to Arizona where the rest of my stuff is. But I just want you guys to know now that I have tons and tons of pieces that I haven't reviewed on the channel. Some of them are here, so I can review some pieces, and but the majority of them are in Arizona. So I do have reviews and things like that coming up, but if there's any kind of discussion or topic or things that you want to know more about, let me know in the comments. And thanks for checking out my video again. If you guys were a fan in the past, I appreciate you coming back in, even though I had to take a break for personal reasons and all that. So until next time, stay Gucci. Peace.